Ladies and gentlemen, brothers and sisters, hear me today, for this is a message meant for those who are destined for greatness, those who are ready to rise above the ordinary and claim their place among the chosen few. In this world, not everyone will hear the call. Only a handful will feel that burning urge within their soul, that whisper of a higher purpose that drives them beyond the limits of fear, doubt, and circumstance. These are the chosen ones, the ones who will answer the call. But here's the truth. Out of the millions upon millions of people, only 3% will actually listen. It's easy to hear the call, but it's a different thing entirely to respond with courage, to step forward even when the road ahead is uncertain and the crowd is retreating in fear. It's the 3% who dare to listen with their hearts and take action with their lives. Why only 3%? Because the path of greatness isn't easy. It demands commitment. It demands sacrifice. It requires you to separate yourself from the pack, to refuse to follow the easy way and the common trends. It asks for more than just belief. It asks for faith in action. The 97% will make excuses. They'll doubt their own abilities. They'll settle for mediocrity. But the 3%, they will rise. They will work relentlessly. They will push past their fears. They will endure when others quit. So, my friends, will you be among the 3%? Will you hear the call and act upon it, no matter what? The chosen ones are not defined by the world's standards of success. No, the chosen ones are those who are willing to forge their own path, those who trust in their divine purpose, those who know that they were made for something greater. The time is now. You are called. Don't be part of the 97% who let fear, doubt, or distractions dictate their lives. Be the 3% who answer, who rise, who listen, and who ultimately achieve greatness. The call is not for everyone. Not everyone will hear the voice, and not everyone will respond. The ones who are meant for greatness are those who hear the call of their higher purpose. Recognize that this is not for the masses, it is for the few who are brave enough to listen. The call is not for everyone in life. There are moments when you feel a deep stirring within your heart, an undeniable pull that calls you towards something greater than yourself. It might be a dream, a purpose, a vision, or even a whisper in your soul urging you to step out of your comfort zone and pursue something bigger. This is what I call the call to rise, to serve, to achieve greatness, or to live a life that reflects your true potential. But here's the truth, the call is not for everyone. There are billions of people on this planet, and yet not everyone is destined to answer this call. Some may hear it and ignore it. Others may hear it but choose to follow the crowd instead. Some might be too afraid, too comfortable, or simply too distracted to ever truly listen to it. And that's okay, because truth be told, not everyone is meant to answer this call. It is a call for those who are ready to embrace their higher purpose, to be leaders, to make a lasting impact, and to transform their lives and the lives of others. The fact that the call is not for everyone is not a judgment of worth or value. Rather, it is a reflection of the fact that greatness is not easy. The road to fulfillment, to achieving the purpose for which you were created, requires courage, resilience, and the willingness to sacrifice. It demands that you step outside the safety of the ordinary and into the unknown. It requires that you break free from the chains of mediocrity, self-doubt, and fear, and live in alignment with your higher self. And this kind of transformation is not something everyone is ready for. But for those who do feel the pull, for those who hear the call and understand its significance, something powerful happens. The call becomes a guiding force in their lives. It begins to shape their decisions, fuel their determination, and ignite their passions. It transforms them from ordinary individuals into extraordinary beings capable of achieving what others deem impossible. You see, the call to greatness is a privilege, but it also comes with a responsibility. It's easy to sit back and remain part of the majority, the ones who settle for less, the ones who follow the status quo, the ones who are content with mediocrity. But for those who choose to answer the call, the responsibility is great. The journey ahead will not always be smooth. There will be struggles, challenges, and setbacks along the way. The world will test your resolve. There will be moments of doubt, times when you feel as if you're fighting a battle alone, and seasons when success seems far away. But the strength that comes from answering the call is immeasurable. When you decide to listen, when you choose to follow the path that was meant for you, the entire universe begins to conspire in your favor. You are guided by something greater than yourself, whether you call it God, fate, destiny, or simply the inner fire that burns within. This is the gift and the challenge of the call. The call chooses you, but you must choose to answer. However, it is not a decision that everyone will make. The path is difficult, and it requires sacrifice. There will be moments when you will feel exhausted, when it seems easier to quit and take the safe route. Many will be tempted to ignore the call, to settle for what is comfortable and familiar. But remember, the call is reserved for those who are willing to fight for their dreams, to face the unknown, and to persevere through trials and tribulations. Those who heed the call are those who believe in something greater than the ordinary, something that fuels their hearts and drives them forward, even when the road ahead is unclear. So let me say this again, the call is not for everyone. Only those who are ready to embrace their true potential, to overcome their fears, and to embark on the path of greatness will answer it. But for those who do, there is no greater reward than the fulfillment that comes from living a life true to your calling. So ask yourself today, will you be one of the few who listens? Will you be one of the brave who dares to step into your purpose and make an impact in this world? The choice is yours. The call is waiting. Will you answer? Listening is only the first step. We often hear motivational speakers, spiritual leaders, and even our closest friends and family members talk about the importance of listening, especially when it comes to the whispers of our hearts or the call to purpose. Listening is vital. It is the first step in any journey toward greatness, fulfillment, or success. It is the foundation upon which all action must be built. But here's something crucial that we must understand. Listening is only the first step. Many people hear the call. They feel the pull in their hearts, the desire to do more, to be more, to make a difference. It might be the desire to build a business, write a book, pursue a dream, or take on a greater challenge. And while hearing that call is an essential part of the journey, it's only the beginning. What separates those who achieve greatness from those who remain stagnant is not just the ability to listen, but the ability to act upon what they hear. Listening is the first step, but action is where the transformation happens. Consider this for a moment. Imagine you're standing at the edge of a cliff, and you hear the call to jump, to take a leap of faith into the unknown. You can hear the call loud and clear. You can feel the excitement, the fear, and the anticipation building up within you. But if you stand there frozen, simply listening to the call without ever taking that leap, nothing changes. The potential, the growth, the transformation, all of it remains locked inside of you. In life, we are often faced with moments of choice. We hear a voice within us that calls us to take a new direction, to step out of our comfort zones, to embrace something greater than the familiar. But the decision to listen is not enough. We must choose to act. Listening gives us the clarity we need, the awareness of what is possible, and the recognition that there is something beyond where we currently are. But it is through action that we move from possibility to reality. The call to greatness, the call to fulfill your destiny, requires you to take bold steps, to make decisions, and to execute your vision. It requires you to take responsibility for your own journey and to take ownership of the path that lies ahead. One of the most powerful examples of this can be found in the stories of great leaders, innovators, and change makers throughout history. They didn't just hear the call for change, they acted on it. They chose to turn their listening into doing. When they faced challenges, they didn't let fear paralyze them. They used their listening to fuel their next steps, to guide them through uncertainty and obstacles. These leaders knew that without action, their dreams would remain just that, dreams. The truth is, we can all listen. We can hear the voice that speaks to our potential, the voice that pushes us to go beyond the ordinary. But listening alone doesn't change our lives. It is through action that we take ownership of the message we hear. It is through action that we transform our potential into something real. The first step is always listening, but from there, the real work begins. Action is where the true test lies. It's where the courage to take risk comes into play. It's where the discipline to push through difficulties is required. Action demands that you show up, time and time again, even when the results aren't immediate, when the road is tough, and when you feel unsure of your next move. The act of listening is an invitation to your higher purpose, but action is the response that brings that purpose to life. If you're ready to make a change in your life, to pursue your dreams, to answer your calling, you must commit to more than just hearing the call. You must take action, whether that's starting the project, taking the first step toward your goal, or overcoming the fear that has held you back for too long. Remember, the world is full of people who listen to the call, but never take the necessary steps to follow it. Be the one who doesn't just hear but acts. Be the one who rises above the crowd and takes decisive action, no matter how small the first step may seem. It is through consistent action that listening becomes meaningful and that potential turns into achievement. So today, ask yourself, what has been calling to me? What action am I willing to take today that will move me closer to the fulfillment of that call? Listening is the first step. But what happens after you hear is what will ultimately determine your destiny. Choose to act and watch your dreams unfold. The road to greatness is not easy. When we think of greatness, we often picture the successful entrepreneur, the groundbreaking scientist, or the leader who made history. We see their accomplishments, their accolades, and their apparent ease in achieving their dreams. But behind every success story lies a journey filled with obstacles, setbacks, and struggles that are often hidden from the public eye. The road to greatness is not easy, and it's important that we understand and accept this truth if we are to pursue our own path to success. Greatness is not an overnight phenomenon. It is not a result of luck or a series of fortunate events. It is the product of hard work, persistence, sacrifice, and an unyielding commitment to a purpose. The people we admire most didn't get to where they are by taking the easy path. They didn't shy away from difficulties. In fact, they embraced the challenges they faced and used them as stepping stones toward their goals. One of the most significant challenges on the road to greatness is failure. Every successful person has failed at some point in their journey. But what sets them apart is their ability to keep going despite failure. They don't allow their mistakes to define them. Instead, they use those failures as learning experiences. The fear of failure often stops many people from even trying, but those who are determined to reach greatness understand that failure is not the end, it is part of the process. Failure is a teacher, and it's often through our mistakes that we learn the most important lessons that lead to eventual success. Another challenge on the road to greatness is the sacrifice that comes with pursuing a big dream. Achieving greatness requires prioritizing your goals above all else, which often means giving up things that are important to you, your comfort, your time, and sometimes even relationships. The pursuit of greatness demands relentless focus and an unwavering commitment to the vision you have for your life. It may mean working late nights, missing social events, or pushing yourself past the point of exhaustion. But every sacrifice you make is an investment in your future. The truth is that greatness requires sustained effort over a long period of time. And this kind of commitment will often test your patience and your perseverance. As you progress on your journey, you'll inevitably face moments of doubt. Self-doubt is one of the most common roadblocks that individuals face when striving for greatness. You'll question your abilities. I wonder if you're good enough or fear that you're not making the right choices. These feelings are normal. In fact, they are part of the process. Every great person has experienced moments when they doubted themselves. But what they didn't do is allow those doubts to stop them. They learned to believe in themselves even when no one else did. And they push forward regardless of their fears. Greatness requires faith not in the absence of doubt, but in the courage to continue despite it. The road to greatness is also a lonely one. As you progress on your journey, you may find that not everyone will understand or support your vision. Friends, family, and even colleagues may question your choices or criticize your path. This can be difficult, especially when you feel isolated or misunderstood. But greatness is often the result of forging your own path, of taking the road less traveled. The loneliness you feel is not a sign that you're on the wrong path. It's a sign that you are on the path to something extraordinary. As you grow, you will begin to find others who share your vision and who can walk alongside you. Until then, trust that the solitude you experience is part of your journey toward becoming the person you are meant to be. Lastly, on the road to greatness, there will be moments when you feel discouraged, when the challenges seem insurmountable, when you feel like you've hit a wall. It's in these moments that you must remind yourself why you started. You must remember your purpose, your vision, and the difference you want to make in the world. Greatness is not about avoiding hardship. It's about learning to navigate it with resilience, determination, and unwavering focus. The greatness going easy, not easy, but it is deeply rewarding. Every obstacle, every setback, and every sacrifice you make is a building block that strengthens you and brings you one step closer to your goal. If you can embrace the difficulties along the way, if you can learn from failure, and if you can push forward despite doubt and discouragement, you will find that greatness is not just a destination, it is a journey that transforms you into the person you are meant to be. So embrace the challenges, for they are the very things that will shape your greatness. Keep moving forward, no matter how hard the road becomes, and trust that every step brings you closer to your highest potential. It takes courage to be different. In a world where conformity is often celebrated and being like everyone else seems like the safest path to success, choosing to stand apart from the crowd and be different requires a level of courage that few can truly understand. It takes courage to be different, to embrace your uniqueness, to follow your own path, and to break free from societal norms. The pressure to conform is immense, and resisting it is not easy. But those who dare to be different are the ones who change the world, disrupt industries, and redefine what it means to live a fulfilling life. We live in a society that rewards uniformity. From a young age, we are taught to fit in, to follow the rules, and to blend in with the crowd. In school, children are often encouraged to think in certain ways, act in certain ways, and even look in certain ways. The one-size-fits-all mentality is deeply embedded in our culture, and for those who dare to think or behave differently, the road is often challenging. Being different means standing out, and standing out can make you a target. The courage to be different begins with the courage to be yourself, to reject the pressures to conform to the expectations of others. It requires a deep understanding that you don't need the approval of the crowd to be valuable, worthy, or successful. Many people spend their lives trying to live up to other people's definitions of success, happiness, or fulfillment. They wear masks, suppress their true desires, and follow paths that aren't truly theirs, all in the hope of gaining validation and acceptance. But those who embrace their differences understand that authenticity is more important than approval. True success comes not from pleasing others, but from pleasing yourself, living in alignment with your own values and vision. The path to being different is often lonely, especially in the beginning. When you decide to break away from the crowd, you will likely face criticism, rejection, and misunderstanding. People may tell you that you're foolish or that you'll never succeed if you keep going down the road less traveled. This kind of criticism can be painful, especially when it comes from people you respect or care about. But those who have the courage to be different understand that the opinions of others should not define their worth or dictate their journey. They know that the road to greatness is not paved with the approval of the majority, but with both in themselves and their unique vision. Another aspect of the courage to be different is the willingness to take risks. Choosing to follow your own path often means stepping into the unknown. It means making decisions that might seem unconventional or even reckless to others. But these risks are essential for growth and innovation. Great artists, entrepreneurs, inventors, and leaders all took risks that no one else was willing to take. They saw the world differently, and rather than conforming to existing standards, they created new ones. Being different often means embracing uncertainty, being comfortable with not knowing what lies ahead, but trusting in your ability to navigate the challenges that will come. The courage to be different also means being unapologetic about your values and beliefs. In a world that often values popularity and trends over substance, staying true to your convictions can be a difficult task. Whether you're standing up for a cause you believe in, challenging the status quo, or simply choosing a lifestyle that doesn't align with mainstream ideals, it takes immense strength to remain steadfast in your beliefs. It's easy to conform to avoid conflict, but it takes real courage to speak your truth and live your trust, even when it means going against the grain. Perhaps one of the most powerful aspects of the courage to be different is the ability to embrace failure and imperfection. When you step outside the box and take risks, there will be times when things don't go as planned. You may fail, you may stumble, and you may face setbacks. But those who are truly different view failure not as an obstacle, but as a stepping stone. They understand that failure is a part of the process and that it doesn't define them. It's through our mistakes and missteps that we learn, grow, and ultimately succeed. The courage to be different means being willing to fail and try again, knowing that each failure brings you closer to the success you're striving for. In the end, the courage to be different is the courage to embrace your uniqueness and pursue the life that is true to you, no matter what others think or say. It's about living authentically, even when the world around you tells you to conform. It's about believing in your vision, taking risks, and standing firm in your values. So I ask you today, will you have the courage to be different? Will you embrace your individuality, follow your own path, and live a life that reflects who you truly are? The world needs more people who are willing to stand apart and make a difference, not by blending in, but by daring to be themselves. It takes courage, but the rewards are immeasurable.